Yo guys, what's up? It's Schiller here. New video. This time it's not on Twitch, but it's on YouTube. And the reason why I'm wanting to do this one where it's, not on Twitch is because we're going to edit this and we're going to break it down. And you guys are going to remember this because I really think that what we're about to talk about is going to be one of the top projects coming into this year. And they're focusing on something a little bit different. But as you see, we got a guest here, Ricardo from Golemz. So Ricardo, first of all, how are you doing? And can you tell us a little bit about what Golemz is?
So Golemz is a project that is indeed a little bit different. What we're doing is it's a generative project where each NFT comes with its own unique one-to-one physical toy. So what the golem is he's supposed to be that voice in your head, that that character who's telling you to push forward and keep going and keep trying and keep fighting and to encourage you, right? These golems have been fighting a war with the Yetzers, and the Yetzers are like the bad guys.
Okay, so when you're talking about bad guys, listen, I'm checking out the Twitter page, and on here, we're talking about motivation, and then I'm looking at this, I'm like, listen, I'm motivated to go to war, baby. Are these kind of the bad guys, or are these a part of the golems, but they're just a little bit more edgier?
So those are the golems. A little bit on the backstory on how we got started is, I've been making toys for like 3 years now. Started when I was like 15, and my parents have had an acupuncture clinic over that time. Just across the street, there is a, what's it called? There's a studio, and they do like music videos and stuff for artists and such. My dad became pretty good friends with them, and he talked to them, and they're like, hey, we do some pretty cool videos, and if you would need any help with anything, we got you. My dad's like, yo, we should definitely talk to them about bringing some really cool content to the project.
Break it down a little bit for me. What are all these ones? Are these all musical artists? Are these all NFTers? What's the story here?
I started making toys like 3 years ago. I made toys that I thought were funny and for fun, and then I got contacted by some artists to make toys for them. From then on, I made toys with a couple of artists and like one of my favorite basketball players, Michael Porter Jr. But also it was a little sad for me because I'd be painting like 15 hours a day, and I was not having a good time. Eventually when I learned about NFTs, I realized, wait a second, I don't want to only make toys for other IPs. I want to create my own IP because, why the fuck not? Just looking at a lot of projects, and at the time there was, and well, there still is, but there was a lot of projects that would basically just cash grab and just do some basic art and somehow make $1 million. And I was like, what? If I want to do a project, what I should do is I should incorporate a physical aspect, because I had noticed that it hadn't been done before, and it's something that I had no idea how to do, but I wanted to figure it out. It was my first semester of uni, and I got my buddy Jordan to do the artwork. I'd have him redraw a trait like 10 times. And he's my best friend, and put a little bit of a strain for a couple of weeks. But, we got into a groove and we figured things out. We've been working on a lot of prototypes. Like here's one of them. And this red guy is actually the first ever golem ever made.
Yo, that's history right there, baby. Hell yeah. One of the coolest things is that you guys are focusing on the traits being kind of like different in a way, right? So when you kind of look at them from this aspect, when you end up minting the NFT, you're going to get one of those ones, right? And is there a possibility that somebody could mint that, the first one, or are you guys just keeping that for yourself?
It'll probably not be a part of the collection just because it's, not generative. It won't be a generative project. That's a little bit sketch, I guess. We'll see. Maybe we'll bring this guy to the public.
Well, are you guys planning on using that as kind of like your overall logo, or do you have kind of like a different idea that's just like a basic outline?
We're still working on like a main character for the project. We're still working on the lore. Like our focus for the last couple of months has been to, do a proof of concept. Projects are going to come in and say they can do this, but they gotta prove it. And that's something we realized is that, this is so ambitious. Like really, like every toy having every NFT having a hand-painted toy, that sounds bonkers. And to start, we, started making toys for apes. First ape we made a toy for was this guy named Fabaka.
Yo, he's the one that told me about Bored Apes in the first place. Love the guy.
Something we've been working on is, and that's like it's probably a week away, are portals. let's say Bored Apes contacted us and are like, hey, yo, we want to be able to allow our apes to do one-of-one toys. What we do is we set up a portal. How these portals work is you would go to our site, connect your wallet, then it verify that you own an ape, and then you'd be able to basically click on your ape within your wallet, click buy, and then you can commission a physical toy. What apes can do is if they commission their own ape, they can allow other people to commission the ape as well. And if other people commission the physical toys of their ape replicas, then the NFT holder would get a royalty.
Well, I mean, I know that you guys obviously have done the different stuff with some of the Bored Ape holders, but checking out the wall behind you, you also looks like you got Georgie sitting there. So have you talked with Georgie? And you guys look like you were giving one out from them as well. So what's going on with Alien Boys?
We made a couple of toys for them. So we worked with them to make Georgie is one. What's it called? The cigarette is not attached. It's like you have to add it after.
Yo, you got to attach the okay.
Yeah, the Alien Boys are probably my favorite of all the projects we've made. No offense to any other projects. It's just because the head is so big. The proportions are so funny. Let me show you the Howie one as well. Yeah, I'm really happy with the eyes on this one. It's really cool. But yeah.
I gotta ask, in terms of how things have been in terms of, scaling and all that kind of stuff, because obviously you guys went from, hey, we want to kind of get into the scene a little bit more, we're doing this project, to reaching out to some Bored Apes, and I found you through somebody sharing your thing. I was like, wow. I think the art style that you guys have for Golemz is super unique as well, but with you talking about getting these different projects that are interested and all these offerings, it sounds like you guys potentially are gonna have a massive undertaking, really. So how's the process been for scaling? Are you happy with the progress that you guys have made so far, once kind of cracking into the scene a little bit, even though I know you haven't launched just yet?
It's been pretty difficult, but hey, Jay is our production manager. He's a really dope dude. Without him, we would not be scaling. We are scaling. It's going pretty well, and it's really all about figuring out different ways to design the toys in a way to scale. And we're trying out a lot of different methods in order to make it possible. Things are going pretty well. We have a lot of machinery in this is the guy who ate. Oh no! So over here was a bunch of arrow bar.
The arrow bar, yo! But before we started recording, Mr. Ricardo over there is like, "Hey, listen, do we want to leave these arrow bars?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And it was just a shit ton of chocolate bar wrappers.
That was my breakfast.
Hey, hell yeah!
There you go. I had to eat something.
Yeah, we do have a lot of things in plan. I can't really go too much in detail, but we have a pretty solid plan that we're very excited about.
Well, for the NFT itself, do you guys have an idea of when you're thinking about minting?
So it was originally supposed to be the end of this month, but due to just Ethereum being really unstable and some really exciting developments, along with we want to launch our first couple of portals before we we mint, and we want them to be really we want them to be exceptional, right? We want the tech to be great. Community is really understanding that sometimes things will take a little longer than expected, but it's in exchange for the best possible product.
Are we able to get a little bit of a tour of kind of what the production studio looks like?
There's a bunch of toys. It's our shelf where we like to hold toys.
You gotta show the one right behind where your head is. There's a flamey one that looks super cool next to, I think, Hotline Bling's ape. Yeah, that one. That looks fire.
So this guy he's pretty good one.
Is there a reason why there's a hole in all of them, right down the middle?
Yeah, so what happens is with these guys is they all have a core. And right now we're just working on finding the best possible, best possible method for adding the cores. So we're thinking of just having it be separate and allowing people to assemble it themselves, just because it's a little bit of fun. But yeah, it's got a little blue jay.
Love the birds. Love the birds. Nice touch.
I guess now we want to get to looking around the place. So the first place I'm going to show you guys is this. So this is a little play pen, you could think of it. So I always say when I retire, I'm gonna just like play with toys on like a landscape like this. Yeah, I'm not gonna show too much. I'm gonna show off one of our new printers, that basically allow us to, instead of, making the tallest toys possible, 6 inches. Sorry, Sean. Let's go show them your 6 inch toy. I'm getting followed by a druid, so. The most difficult part about this production is sourcing boxes. Because
really?
of COVID, there's like a worldwide box shortage. So, we're like struggling with that. This is probably the hardest to paint ape we've ever endured. We've got some mutants coming, which will top this, but this is like as bad as a mutant. so
sorry for the struggle. Yo, holy sheesh. Yo, let me throw. Then we got the logo. Yo, that looks so good. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then the 12-incher will be like here to like here. So, okay, now let's go on our journey towards the big printer, the 12-inch printer. It can print up to 15 inches. I'm struggling with angles here. Basically, it's like almost as tall as me. It's
That's
really
crazy.
cool. And then I guess a little sneak peek on some of our toys. So this one's for Crypto Storm. This one is a toddler pillar. They're like harder than mutants, so that'll be fun. That is a Stacks Invader. He needs a little bit of cleaning because there was like a failure there, but it's just a quick little sand. I don't remember what this project is called.
Hold on. Degen something. Oh, that's gonna piss me off. Yeah. Oh, I'm a Degen. I think that's what it's called. Those look sick though. And I mean, like in terms of like commissions and everything, let's say somebody's watching right now and they're interested in getting one of their NFTs into a toy. What are the steps that they need to know to contact you?
For now, it's just, you go to our Twitter, DM IsmToys, send us an image of what you want made into a toy, tell us the size of it, and then we'll give you a quick quote, send you our wallet, and get started. Down the line, we want to make things even easier for people, right? So what we're doing is we're doing tokens. You get these tokens, and then you can redeem them and burn them, and commission toys. And then, depending on the difficulty, so let's say it's like a Bored Ape would take 1 token. Like a mutant would take like 2 to 3 tokens. It depends on some mutants are not bad. Some they're like mechanical. They're like engineering novelties. Like you got Socrates praising that if we made them, like they're tough.
I gotcha. And then for like the Golem set itself, like, are you guys doing 10,000 of them?
So we're not committing to anything at the moment, but like the plan or the idea that we're floating around is 3 sets of mints. First one is Genesis, which will be about 888. And then the second one will basically be like a first gen. It would be about 1818. And then the third gen would be about like 5,000, maybe 6,000. If we did 10K immediately, the way we have these guys designed, it's very doable. But, then we wouldn't be able to fulfill portals and all that stuff. So we want to just ensure that we go the steady route, we do things properly, and we execute.
All right, well, Ricardo, I appreciate you coming on, giving us a little bit of insight on the Golems again. If you're tuned in right now, this is one of my top projects that I'm watching for. I think that, the fact they're Canadian, they're, started from something small, but they knew exactly what target market to, or audience to target, and now they're just kind of ramping things up and really, really excited to see what they do. But Ricardo, one last time, for anyone that's kind of thinking about following you guys on your journey here, what are the socials, what are the details of the mint, and any kind of final words?
So our Twitter is at GolemzGuard, GolemzGuard, and then our IsmToys Twitter is IsmToys. So you go there, join up on our Discord, have a good time. We got a pretty cool community brewing and a lot of fun things that are very, very nearby.
All right. Appreciate you coming on, guys. Again, be sure, go check them out on Twitter. Follow them. You'll see. Hey, type it in YouTube. IsmToys, Golemz NFT. Does anything else pop up? If you did, well, guess what? They made it. Bye.